Hey guys, today I want to do a top 5 of my top 5 budget knives that are in my collection. These are knives that cost me under $50, $60 and some of them as low as $37. But they are knives that I still carry today, that I still have great love for, and I'll kind of explain to you my logic behind each of them. So without wasting any more time, and these are in order. I thought about it for a while, but coming in at number 5 is the Kaiser Lan. I chose the G10 version. The micarta version has a little bit different tanto, and for some reason, guys, I'm not a black blade guy, but the action on this one compared to the micarta is night and day. And the action on this knife is the smoothest on any, not only budget knife, but almost any knife that I've got. You can see I'm horizontal here, and that blade just falls shut. It's very slicey. It's got a nice defined tanto that's fantastic for cutting packages open. It is kind of an urban type of what I would consider EDC knife. It's good for your daily cutting tasks. It's got a full-size handle. You can see there it fits my grip well. But number 5 is the Kizer Lan. I want to say this knife came in about $58. You can probably find them on sale now. You can look at all the retail websites that we all go to get specs and to get prices, current pricing on these knives, because I've had the Lan for a little bit over a year. Coming in at number 4, which may be a surprise to some of y'all, but this is definitely in my top 5. It is a CJRB Ria. This knife, when the Civivi Elementum hype came out and everybody was talking about the perfect gentleman's folder, I think there is no better gentleman's folder than the CJRB Ria. The action on this knife is superb. It's got a single thumb stud that just rockets the blade out. It's a very small but yet full grip knife that I can use, carry in my work pocket, my 5th jean pocket, or just have it as a primary carry, because again, it is slicey for getting into cardboard, for cutting your way out of a spider web. Again, I wouldn't do heavy feather sticking with it, but for what we use knives for, guys, the little CJRB Ria at under $40 is a fantastic offering, and that's how it got the number 4 spot on my top 5 list. Number 3 is the Sencut Acum, and I think I could have gotten that model wrong. I could have gotten the pronunciation wrong, but when you go to Amazon and you search Sencut Acum, if it doesn't look like that, I gave you the wrong number. If it does, my memory's better than I thought. But this knife is very thin in terms of how it goes in pocket. It has a fantastic pocket clip, a tall flat ground blade, coated, very sharp, great action. Both it has a flipper deployment or it's got the thumb hole. It does drop shut with just a little help. But I can get a full 4 on that knife, choke up as I need to. Just a great little knife. Again, not very thick in the pocket. Doesn't take up a lot of space. I like the way it looks. I like the way it handles. I like the way it fidgets and it cuts. That's the Sincut Acum at number 3, or Acumen, number 3. So number 2 and number 1 were tough. Number 2 I've had longer, I've used more, but I can tell you after using number 1, the little bit that I have, I'll put it up against number 2 and think that they'll be equal, if not one greater than the other. But number 2, they're both number 1 knives, Savivi Riffle. Savivi Riffle, when it first came out, I picked it up, was amazed by the sliciness of the blade out of the box, the thinness of the blade stock, the grind on it was impeccable, the drop action was amazing, the finger flick, I absolutely loved it. The flipper action, still tuned. Can't really fail this knife. But I've processed a ton of cardboard with this guy. I've sharpened it a couple of different times. It is a slicing machine. I mean, it will definitely process cardboard. It'll get you through your daily, what I would consider cutting tasks. You could either get in, I've taken it camping, I have cut wood with it, I have feather sticked with it. Nothing hard, nothing majorly, but at the same time it's capable. Doesn't leave any hot spots, gives me a good grip, goes in and out of pocket pretty easily. So at number 2, we've got the Civivi Riffle. Brings us to number 1. Number 1's a knife company I didn't get that involved with till about 7 or 8 months ago. I picked up my first Kubi, and it wasn't this model, but the action, the fit and finish, the quality of the knife, and the value, which I want to say this one, which is the KU-322, cost me right around $47 on Amazon. This knife is D2 steel, G10 handle. The fit and finish, the overall dimensions are amazing. It reminds me in looks and blade style of a Koenig Arius, even though we know it's not a Koenig Arius. The handle looks and feels totally different. But what I will tell you is this handle is so neutral, I can squeeze the ever bejesus out of it and I get no marking on my hand. It does not leave hot spots. It gives me a full grip with some nice jimping up here, drop shut action, in and out of the pocket very well with the clip. One thing I will say, it is a little larger in the pocket because it is a full-size knife, but that's absolutely no trade-off for what you get with this knife. This knife will cut and process anything you put up against it. I would have no problem if it was the only knife that I had on a weekend camping. Of course, there are better knives I would pick, and I'd never be stuck with just one knife, but this knife would get it done. And that's the Kubey KU-322. Now, I could be wrong about that number as well. So if you Google Kubi KU-322 and it looks radically different than this knife, no, Javon got his number wrong. And you can find it or comment and I'll correct it. But I think it's a Kubi KU-322, which is my number 1 budget knife out of my top 5 budget knives. So Kubi KU-322, Civivi Riffle, Sencut Acumen. For some reason, guys, I think that might be the wrong name. I apologize if it is. CJRB Ria. It's a great little knife. If you don't have that, I would pick it up. And the Kaiser Lan. All fantastic budget knives. Thanks for the time. Thanks for stopping by. I love each and every one of you. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please be tolerant of people's dissenting opinions from yours. We all can have different opinions, but we all have things in common too. So discuss those differences, love each other, come at it in the spirit of love, not hate, and we'll all be much better off. Thanks for the time, guys. Peace. Love you all. Bye-bye.